The big house was quiet that afternoon, the kind of quiet that only rich homes have. Soft music played in the background. The floors were clean. The walls were white and shiny. Mrs. Johnson, the housekeeper, moved fast from room to room. She had worked in this house for many years. She knew every corner. She knew every rule. Her daughter, Aaliyah, was visiting her that day. Aaliyah was a young woman. She was calm. She was polite. She always spoke with respect. Aaliyah came to bring her mother lunch. She held a small bag in her hands. Inside was simple food, rice, chicken, bread, food made with love. As Aaliyah walked through the long hallway, she saw the spoiled son of the house. His name was Ryan. Ryan was the millionaire's son. He was used to getting everything he wanted. Ryan was angry. His phone was in his hand. He was shouting at someone on a call. "This is stupid." Ryan yelled, "I don't care. Fix it now." He ended the call and threw his phone on the couch. He looked around. His eyes landed on Aaliyah. "Hey, you," Ryan said. "Why are you walking so slow?" Aaliyah stopped. She looked down. "I'm sorry, sir," she said softly. "I'm just bringing food for my mother." Ryan laughed. A cold laugh. "I don't care who you are," he said. "You people always get in the way." The words were sharp. They hurt. Aaliyah stayed quiet. She tried to walk past him. That's when Ryan stepped in front of her. "Did I say you can go?" he said. The air felt heavy. Other workers were nearby. They saw everything, but no one spoke. Aaliyah's heart started to beat faster, but her face stayed calm. "I don't want trouble," she said. "Please let me pass." Ryan smiled. Not a kind smile. A dangerous one. "You think you can tell me what to do?" he said. Then it happened. Ryan reached out and grabbed Aaliyah by the neck. Not hard at first, but strong enough to scare her. The bag fell from her hands. Food hit the floor. Aaliyah gasped. Her eyes opened wide. People froze. One worker covered her mouth. Another looked away in fear. Mrs. Johnson was in another room. She did not see it yet. Ryan leaned closer. "You should know your place," he said in a low voice. Aaliyah felt his hand on her throat. Her body wanted to fight back. Her mind said no. She stayed still. But something was different. Her eyes were not full of fear. They were full of control. Ryan did not notice. He thought she was weak. He thought she was just another poor girl. But inside Aaliyah, something was waking up. Her hands slowly moved to his wrist. Not to fight. Not yet. Just to feel his grip. She knew where to touch. She knew where to push. She knew how to escape. But she didn't. Not yet. The narrator's voice would say. They thought she was helpless. They thought she was weak. But they had no idea she was trained to fight. Ryan tightened his grip for 1 second. Then he let go and pushed her back. "Get out of my sight," he said. Aaliyah stumbled. But she did not fall. She picked up the food from the floor. Her hands were shaking, but her eyes were strong. She looked at Ryan, just for a second. Not with hate. Not with fear. With something else. Promise. Ryan felt strange. For a moment, he felt uncomfortable. He did not know why. Aaliyah walked away. Slow. Quiet. But inside her heart, a storm was growing. She walked down the hall. Her breath was heavy. Her fists were tight. She kept saying in her mind, "Stay calm. Stay quiet. Not now." Mrs. Johnson later saw her daughter's red neck. "What happened?" her mother asked. Aaliyah smiled softly. "It's nothing, Mom," she said. "I am okay." But she was not okay. Because she knew something. This was not over. And next time, things would be different. After that day in the big house, Aaliyah did not sleep well. Every time she closed her eyes, she felt his hand on her neck. Not strong enough to hurt her body, but strong enough to hurt her pride. She did not tell her mother the full truth. She did not want to worry her. Mrs. Johnson already worked too hard. She already carried too much stress. So Aaliyah smiled. She said she was fine, but inside, her heart was loud. That night, Aaliyah waited until her mother fell asleep. The small apartment was quiet. The fan made soft noise. The street lights came through the window. Aaliyah slowly stood up. She put on her old hoodie. She wrapped her hands with worn bandages. Her hands told her story. Old scars, small cuts, hard skin. These hands are not weak hands. She walked out into the night. The city felt different at night. More quiet, more real. She walked past closed shops, past barking dogs, past people who did not look at her twice. Then she stopped in front of a small, old building. The sign was broken. The lights inside were dim. It was a boxing gym. Not a fancy gym. No big mirrors. No clean floors. Just sweat. Just pain. Just heart. Inside, the sound of punching bags filled the air. Boom! 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 Aaliyah stepped in. The smell of sweat and old leather hit her nose. To her, it felt like home. Coach Marcus looked up. He was tall, strong. His face showed years of hard life. "You're late," he said. "Sorry, Coach," Aaliyah replied. "Rough day?" he asked. She nodded. He did not ask more. He did not need to. Aaliyah started warming up. Jump rope, shadow boxing, fast feet, sharp hands. Her body moved with control. Every step had purpose. Every punch had focus. She hit the bag, not with anger, with discipline. Boom, boom, boom. Each punch carried something inside her. Pain, pride, promise. Coach Marcus watched her closely. "You holding something back," he said. Aaliyah stopped. She wiped sweat from her face. "I almost used my hands today," she said quietly. Coach Marcus looked serious. "You know the rules," he said. "Only in the ring. Only to protect. Not for revenge." "I know," she said. "But it's getting harder." Coach Marcus walked closer. "People will always test you," he said. "They will see your skin, your job, your clothes. They will think they own you." He paused. "But your power is not just in your fists," he continued. "It's in your control." Aaliyah nodded. She understood. But control did not mean weakness. She trained harder that night. Faster punches, stronger footwork, heavy breathing. Her knuckles hit the bag until they burned. Sweat dripped from her face. Her arms shook, but she did not stop. In her mind, she saw Ryan's face, his smile, his hand. She pushed harder. Coach Marcus finally raised his hand. "That's enough," he said. "You got a fight coming up." Aaliyah looked at him. "A real one?" she asked. "A real one," he said. "Small crowd, small money, but big chance." Her heart beat faster. "This could change things for you," he said. "If you win, people will start to notice." Aaliyah thought about her mother. Long hours, tired hands, quiet tears. "I'm ready," she said. Coach Marcus nodded. "Good," he said. "But remember, stay hidden for now." She understood what he meant. No one at the big house could know. No one could see this side of her. At the mansion, she was just the housekeeper's daughter. Quiet, small, easy to ignore. But in this gym, she was a fighter. Aaliyah left the gym late that night. Her body hurt. Her spirit felt strong. She looked at her hands. These hands could protect her. These hands could change her life. She whispered to herself, "One day they will see me." But not yet. Not until the right moment. Because the storm inside her was still growing. At the mansion, life went on like nothing happened. The walls stayed clean. The floors stayed shiny. But something dark lived inside the house. That darkness was Ryan. Ryan woke up late every day. He did not have a job. He did not have rules. Money covered his mistakes. He walked through the house like he owned every person inside it. To him, workers were not people. They were tools. That morning, Ryan sat at the long dining table. A silver plate in front of him. Fresh juice. Hot food. A worker placed his plate a little to the left. Ryan looked at it. "Are you blind?" he snapped. "I sat on the right." The worker quickly fixed it. "Sorry, sir," the worker said. Ryan rolled his eyes. "Useless," he muttered. His father, Mr. Carter, was not home much. Business trips, meetings, big money deals. When his father was gone, Ryan became worse. No one to stop him. No one to correct him. The workers whispered about him in the kitchen. "He's getting worse," one maid said. "He thinks he's a king," another replied. "He hurt that girl," a third whispered. They meant Aaliyah. Mrs. Johnson heard their whispers. Her hand shook while washing dishes. She felt fear. She felt anger. But she stayed quiet. She needed this job. Later that day, Ryan sat in the living room with his rich friends. They laughed loud. They drank cold drinks. They joked about people. One friend said, "Man, you really scared that girl." Ryan smiled proudly. "She deserved it," Ryan said. "These people need to learn respect." Another friend laughed. "You're crazy," he said. "But no one can touch you. Your dad's too powerful." Ryan leaned back. "That's right," he said. "I can do what I want." But deep inside, something bothered him. He remembered Aaliyah's eyes. Not crying. Not begging. Watching. It made him uncomfortable. He shook his head. She's nothing, he told himself. But he was wrong. In the staff hallway, two workers spoke quietly. She's different, one said. That girl, she didn't look scared. I saw her hands, another said. Strong hands. Like a fighter. Don't say that, the first whispered. If Ryan hears, we're all in trouble. Fear ruled the house. That evening, Ryan walked past the laundry room. He saw Mrs. Johnson folding clothes. Where's your daughter? He asked. Mrs. Johnson froze. She's at home, sir, she said. Ryan smiled slowly. Tell her to watch where she walks next time, he said. This is my house. Mrs. Johnson lowered her head. Yes, sir, she said. Ryan walked away, feeling powerful. But power built on fear is weak. Later, Ryan stood alone in his room. Big bed, big TV, big windows. But his mind was not calm. He grabbed his phone and searched for Aaliyah on social media. Nothing. No pictures. No posts. No life online. That's strange, he said to himself. Most people wanted to be seen. Aaliyah stayed hidden. That made him angry. People who hide have something to hide. At the same time, in the small apartment, Aaliyah wrapped ice on her hands. Her mother watched her quietly. Your hands look hurt, Mrs. Johnson said. I help a friend move boxes, Aaliyah lied gently. Her mother looked at her. A long look. You're stronger than you think, her mother said. But be careful. This world is not kind. Aaliyah nodded. I know, Mom, she said. Back at the mansion, a new rule was sent to all workers. Ryan told the head staff. No one brings family inside anymore. No visitors. The message was clear. He did not want Aaliyah there. But fear mixed with control. Because part of him was scared. Not of her. Of what she might be. The narrator would say. He thought he was untouchable. He thought money made him king. But every king who rules with fear one day meets someone with nothing to lose. Ryan did not know it yet. But the house was changing. The air was heavy. A storm was coming. And Ryan was standing right in its path. The mansion looked calm on the outside. But inside, every worker felt the tension. People walked slower. They spoke softer. I stayed low. Everyone knew Ryan was in a bad mood. And when Ryan was in a bad mood, someone always paid the price. That afternoon, Aaliyah came back to the mansion with her mother. Mrs. Johnson had begged her not to come. But Aaliyah did not want her mother to walk alone. I'll just wait outside, Aaliyah said. I won't go inside. But the rain started. Heavy rain. So Aaliyah stepped inside the side entrance. She stood near the wall. Quiet. Out of the way. But Ryan saw her. He was walking down the hall with two friends. Laughing. Talking loud. Then he stopped. His eyes locked on Aaliyah. The air changed. Well, Ryan said slowly. Look who's back. His friends looked at her. That's her, one asked. The girl from before? Ryan smiled. Yeah, that's her. Aaliyah kept her eyes down. She held her bag tight. I'm just waiting for my mom, she said calmly. Ryan stepped closer. You think you could just walk in here? He said. After what happened? I didn't do anything, Aaliyah said. Ryan laughed. You're funny, he said. Poor people always play innocent. His friends laughed too. Aaliyah felt heat in her chest, but she controlled her face. Please, she said. I don't want problems. Ryan leaned in close. Problems? He said quietly. You are the problem. One of his friends stepped closer too. What are you going to do? The friend asked. Cry. Aaliyah stayed still, but her feet shifted slightly. Just a small move. A fighter's move. Ryan did not notice, but one worker did. The worker's eyes widened. Ryan pushed her shoulder. Not hard, but with disrespect. Aaliyah took one step back. She did not fall. Ryan paused. That surprised him. Most people stumbled. Most people showed fear. She did not. Stand still when I touch you, Ryan snapped. Aaliyah slowly lifted her eyes. She looked at him. Not angry. Not scared. Steady. Strong. The hallway felt quiet. Too quiet. Don't touch me again, Aaliyah said softly. Ryan blinked. What did you say? I said, she repeated. Don't touch me again. His friends laughed. You got some courage now, one said. Ryan's face changed. He did not like being challenged. Not by someone like her. He stepped closer. You think you're somebody now? Ryan said, "This is my house." Aaliyah's hands tightened into fists, but she kept them at her side. "Respect goes both ways," she said. That made Ryan angry. "Respect," he shouted. "You earn respect. You don't deserve it." He raised his hand. Not to hit, to scare. Aaliyah did not move. That shocked him even more. For 1 second, time felt slow. Workers stopped breathing. Everyone watched. Ryan's hand stopped in the air. Why didn't she flinch? Why didn't she beg? That scared him. He dropped his hand and pushed her again. Harder this time. Aaliyah stepped back, but her balance stayed strong. Her body reacted on its own. Not to attack, to prepare. Her shoulders relaxed. Her stance widened just a little. A boxer stance. One worker whispered, "Something's different about her." Ryan felt it too. He could not explain it. "She's not scared," he thought. That made him feel small. So he got louder. "Get out," Ryan yelled. "Before I make you." Mrs. Johnson ran into the hallway. "Aaliyah," she cried. "What's happening?" Aaliyah looked at her mother. "I'm okay, Mom," she said calmly. Ryan pointed. "Take her and go," he said. "She's not welcome here." Mrs. Johnson held her daughter's arm. "I'm sorry, sir," she said. "We're leaving." As they walked away, Aaliyah looked back one last time. Not with hate, with warning. Ryan felt a chill. The narrator would say, that was not fear in her eyes. That was control. That was a fighter choosing peace. For now, Ryan did not know it yet, but he had just pushed the wrong person. And the next time, she would not just walk away. The mansion was louder than usual that day. Guests were coming. Important people. Rich friends. Business partners. Everything had to look perfect. Workers moved fast. Trays in hands. Eyes down. No mistakes allowed. Mrs. Johnson was in the kitchen, shaking a little. She felt something bad in her chest. Like a warning. Aaliyah came with her again. She did not want her mother to face that house alone. "I'll just sit near the back," Aaliyah said. "I won't be seen." But fate had other plans. Ryan was showing off to his friends. Laughing loud. Acting like a king. Then he saw Aaliyah. His smile slowly changed. "There she is," Ryan said. "The quiet one." His friends turned to look. "That's her," one asked. "She don't look tough." Ryan smirked. "She thinks she's brave now." Aaliyah tried to stay near the wall. She kept her head low. But Ryan walked toward her. Slow. Confident. "Mean. You really like coming back here," Ryan said. "Got something to prove?" "I'm just here for my mom," Aaliyah replied. Ryan stepped closer. "You think you're untouchable now?" he said. "You think last time scared me?" Aaliyah did not answer. That made him mad. Ryan grabbed her arm. Hard. "Let go of me," Aaliyah said. Not loud. Not weak. Clear. Ryan laughed. "Make me," he said. For a second, Aaliyah froze. Not in fear. In choice. Her mind went to Coach Marcus. Only to protect. Not for revenge. Ryan squeezed harder. Pain shot through her arm. People started to look. Some workers stopped moving. This time, Aaliyah decided. In one fast move, she twisted her wrist the right way. Not wild. Not angry. Technical. Ryan's grip broke. His eyes went wide. "What the?" he said. Before he could react, Aaliyah stepped back. Her feet moved into position. Strong stance. Balanced. Ready. Not like a scared girl. Like a fighter. Ryan rushed forward in anger. Big mistake. Aaliyah raised her arm and blocked his push. She turned her body slightly. Used his own strength against him. Ryan stumbled. Gasps filled the room. "Did you see that?" someone whispered. Ryan's face turned red. "You think you can touch me?" he yelled. He swung his arm. Wild. Uncontrolled. Aaliyah leaned back, just enough. The punch missed. Then, fast and clean, she tapped his chest with a short, sharp move. Not full power. Just enough. Ryan lost balance and fell back into a chair. The room went silent. Everyone stared. Ryan sat there, shocked. "How did you?" he said. Aaliyah stood still. Hands down. Breathing calm. She did not look angry. She looked focused. One of Ryan's friends stepped back. "Bro, she can fight," he said quietly. Ryan stood up fast. His pride was hurt more than his body. "You think you're tough?" Ryan shouted. "You think you're special?" Aaliyah looked him in the eyes. "I never said that," she said. "I just asked you to let me go." People started to whisper. "That wasn't normal," one worker said. "She's trained." Mrs. Johnson pushed through the crowd. "Aaliyah," she cried. "What are you doing?" Aaliyah turned to her mother. "I'm sorry, Mom," she said softly. "I didn't want it to be like this." Ryan's voice shook with anger. "Get her out of here," he yelled. "She attacked me." But people saw the truth. They saw who grabbed first. They saw who pushed first. One older worker spoke up. "He touched her first," the worker said. We all saw it. Ryan turned. "Shut up," he shouted. "You'll lose your job." Fear filled the room. But something else filled it too. Respect. Aaliyah did not move. She did not run. She did not hide. She stood tall. The narrator would say, "They thought she was weak. They thought she was just the housekeeper's daughter." But in one moment, the truth came out. Ryan looked at her differently now. Not with power. With fear. Real fear. Because now he knew. She was not a victim. She was a fighter. And this was only the beginning. The room stayed quiet after everything happened. Too quiet. People looked at each other. No one knew what to say. Ryan stood still. His chest was moving fast. His pride was hurt. Aaliyah stood near her mother. Her hands were shaking a little now. Not from fear. From holding back. Mrs. Johnson held her daughter's arm. "What is going on?" she whispered. "What did you do?" Aaliyah looked down. "I didn't want you to find out like this," she said. Ryan laughed in a fake way. "Find out what?" he said. "That your daughter thinks she's a fighter?" Before Aaliyah could speak, a deep voice came from the door. "That's because she is." Everyone turned. A tall man walked into the room. Old jacket. Strong walk. It was Coach Marcus. He had come to bring some papers to Mrs. Johnson. But he saw the crowd. He felt the tension. "I trained her," Coach Marcus said. "For years." Gasps filled the room. Ryan looked confused. "You?" Ryan said. "You trained her?" Coach Marcus stepped forward. "Yes," he said. "She's not just trained. She's disciplined. She's focused. She's one of the best fighters I've coached." Mrs. Johnson's eyes filled with tears. "You box?" she asked Aaliyah softly. Aaliyah nodded. "I didn't want to worry you, Mom," she said. "I just wanted to help us. I wanted a better life." Mrs. Johnson covered her mouth. All those late nights. All those bruises. Now she understood. Ryan shook his head. "So what?" he said. "She still attacked me." Coach Marcus looked at him. "She defended herself." Coach Marcus said calmly. "There's a difference." The workers started to nod. "We saw it," one said. "He grabbed her first." Ryan pointed at them. "You're all lying," he shouted. But his voice sounded weak now. Mr. Carter, Ryan's father, walked into the room at that moment. Tall, well-dressed, serious face. "What is going on here?" he asked. The room froze. Ryan rushed to him. "Dad, she attacked me." Ryan said fast. "She's crazy." Mr. Carter looked at Aaliyah, then at Mrs. Johnson, then at the workers. "Is that true?" Mr. Carter asked. Coach Marcus stepped forward. "No, sir," he said. "Your son grabbed her. She defended herself." The workers spoke one by one. "He pushed her. He grabbed her arm. She only protected herself." Mr. Carter's face grew darker. Ryan's eyes moved around the room. "You're all against me," Ryan shouted. Mr. Carter raised his hand. "Enough," he said. Silence. Mr. Carter looked at Aaliyah. "Is this true?" he asked. "Did my son touch you first?" Aaliyah took a deep breath. "Yes, sir," she said. "He has done it before, too." That hit hard. Mrs. Johnson gasped. "Before?" she asked. Aaliyah nodded slowly. "He hurt me last time, too," she said. The room felt heavy. Mr. Carter turned to Ryan. "Is this true?" he asked. Ryan stayed quiet. That was his answer. Mr. Carter closed his eyes for a moment. "I protected you too much," he said. "I made you think you could do anything." Ryan shouted. "She's lying," he said. But even his voice did not believe it. Coach Marcus held up a paper. "She has a real match coming up," he said. "She's serious about this." Mr. Carter looked at the paper. He saw Aaliyah's name, her photo, her weight class. "She's not playing," Mr. Carter said quietly. Mrs. Johnson started crying. "My baby," she said. "You are carrying this alone." Aaliyah hugged her mother. "I wanted to be strong for us," she said. The workers watched. Some wiped their eyes. The narrator would say, "In that moment, the truth changed everything." The quiet girl was not weak. The housekeeper's daughter was a fighter. And the spoiled son was no longer untouchable. Mr. Carter looked at Ryan. "You will apologize," he said, "and you will face consequences." Ryan looked shocked. "Dad," he shouted. But this time, money could not save him, because the truth was out, and nothing would ever be the same again. The mansion did not feel the same anymore. The air was different. The power had shifted. People walked with a little more courage. Eyes were not always down now. The truth had opened something. Mr. Carter stood in his office with Ryan in front of him, father and son. But this time, no excuses. "You embarrassed this family," Mr. Carter said. "More than that, you hurt innocent people." Ryan crossed his arms. "It was nothing," he said. Mr. Carter slammed his hand on the desk. "It was not nothing," he said. "You put your hands on a woman. You used your power to scare people." Ryan looked away. "I raised you better than this," Mr. Carter continued. "But I failed to control you." Ryan's voice got lower. "You always protect them over me now?" he asked. Mr. Carter shook his head. "No," he said. "I'm finally doing what I should have done a long time ago." Ryan was suspended from all company events. His credit cards were limited. His freedom was cut. For the first time in his life, Ryan faced real limits. He was angry, but he was also scared, because now people were watching him. Meanwhile, Aaliyah's life started to change too. Not with money, with respect. Workers smiled at her. They spoke to her with pride. "That took courage," one maid said. "You stood up for all of us," another whispered. Mrs. Johnson walked taller now. Her shoulders were not so heavy. "My daughter is strong," she told people quietly. "Stronger than I ever knew." Coach Marcus came to see Aaliyah one evening. "Your story is spreading," he said. "People are talking." Aaliyah looked confused. "Talking about what?" she asked. "About you," he said. "The girl who stood up to power. The fighter with heart." He handed her a small flyer. A local boxing event. Her name was printed. "You got a better fight now," he said. "Bigger crowd. Better chance." Aaliyah held the flyer with shaking hands. "This is real?" she asked. "It's real," Coach Marcus smiled. The night of the fight came. The gym was packed. Not fancy, but loud. People shouted. People clapped. Mrs. Johnson sat in the front row, hands together, eyes full of tears. Aaliyah walked to the ring, not as a housekeeper's daughter, as a boxer, as a woman who survived, as a fighter. The bell rang. Her opponent was strong, fast, confident, but Aaliyah was ready. She moved with control. She breathed with purpose. Every punch had meaning, not anger, truth, not hate, strength. The crowd started to cheer. "Aaliyah, Aaliyah." Round after round, she stayed focused. Her coach shouted from the corner, "Stay sharp, stay calm," and she did. Final round. Her opponent rushed. Aaliyah stepped to the side. Clean move. Clean punch. Her opponent went down. The bell rang. The referee raised Aaliyah's hand. "Winner." The crowd exploded. Mrs. Johnson cried openly. "That's my daughter," she said. At the mansion, Ryan watched a video on his phone. The same girl. In gloves. In the ring. Strong. Respected. He felt something he never felt before. Small. He finally understood. Power is not money. Power is character. Power is courage. Power is standing when others fall. The narrator would say, "She was once invisible. She was once silent. But when the world tried to break her, she became unbreakable." Aaliyah hugged her mother after the fight. "We did it, Mom," she said. Mrs. Johnson smiled through tears. "No, baby," she said. "You did it." Aaliyah looked around the gym. She saw kids watching her. Girls who looked like her. Girls who needed hope. In that moment, Aaliyah knew. Her story was bigger than one fight. Bigger than one rich boy. Bigger than one house. It was about dignity. It was about respect. It was about knowing your worth. Final message to the audience. Never judge someone by their job. Never think quiet means weak. Because sometimes, the strongest fighters are the ones you never see coming.